Hey everybody, happy Sunday. My name is Melinda and welcome to my channel. This channel is all about aging out loud. If you have ever wondered what goes on inside the mind of a woman 50 plus, well, this is the channel for you. Let's get into it. But before we do that, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Hey everybody, welcome back. So today's topic was going to be about being consistent. I have been consistently inconsistent about posting YouTube videos, and I am a work in progress and I'm working on that. But instead, I would like to talk to you about manifestation. I attended this awesome travel conference last weekend for Black women. It was called the International Black Women's Travel Jubilee. So I wrote some notes down that I want to share with you today. The moderator and creator, her name is Wanda Duncan. She is phenomenal, and she had a phenomenal group of women on the panel who discussed so many things that resonated with me. Some of the topics were self-care and community, burnout, building your brand, and manifestation. All of the women were amazing. They were coaches, entrepreneurs, digital nomads. But I think out of all the presentations, the one about manifestation resonated with me. A young woman, her name is Youmie. I'll have her information below. She is a wellness and travel entrepreneur. The name of her company is called Flex and Fly. She talked about 10 reasons why you're not manifesting, why we don't manifest in our lives. And I don't have all 10. But I am gonna drop the video below so that you can check it out. Okay, let's get into this because I think this is really good and you're really gonna like this. The first thing she said right off the bat that resonated with me, she said you cannot manifest anything unless you believe it. And that made me think about all of the New Year's resolutions, the vision boards, writing in the journal, writing my goals down. You may have done the same thing. And I don't know if this has happened to you too. Like, I don't even do resolutions anymore because my number one was always losing weight or working out more. And for a couple of weeks, I would do that. Then slowly but surely, in the month of January, I started dropping off, like after week 2 or 3. And then by February, I'm not doing any of that. So I don't know if you're like that, but yeah, so I just dropped resolutions, but I would write goals down, and I started doing the vision board within the past couple of years. And then maybe a couple of things would happen, but there would be so many more things that didn't. And when she said, you cannot manifest anything unless you believe it, it's like a light bulb went off in my head. And then I asked myself, did you really believe those things? And it didn't take long for my mind to say, no. You have to believe. If you want a business, you have to believe you're going to get a business. If you want to lose that 20 pounds, you have to believe that you can do it. And that was like, wow. That was just my pen. That was like, wow. So let's get into it. I don't have all 10 reasons, but I'm going to talk about some of the reasons that really resonated with me. So, manifestation requires action. That's like straight to the point, right? What else can you say? Before you realize your dream, before you uh, realize that goal, you have to take action. And action means you have to start. You have to do something. You can't wish away 20 pounds. You have to hit the gym. You have to practice your portion control. You have to hire fitness trainers. You have to do something. I want to lose, speaking of 20 pounds by my birthday next spring. So what I decided to do this time around is to join the Weight Watchers workshop to start off. Because before I just kind of got something offline, tried to do it myself. I was a little bit successful, but I have a problem with discipline and I also have a problem with sweets. So I decided this time I'm going to do something different. So I signed up for Weight Watchers and their workshops, and I'm going to see how that goes. So you're not clear. You lack clarity. Um, you have to have a goal. You write a goal down, but you have to be clear on what that goal is. You have to be clear on what that vision is that you want. You want to own a business? If you want to own a business, what type of business? How many people are you going to have employees, or is it just going to be you? Who's your audience? These are things you have to be clear on. You want to lose weight. How many pounds do you want to lose? And when do you want to lose it by? That's clarity. That's a vision. So you want to move to Italy? What part of Italy do you want to move to? Where are you going to stay? That's clarity. You're asking yourself, you have to ask yourself, and I learned this the hard way. You have to ask yourself what it is you really want. And you have to list these things. You have to really think about it and figure it out. You're afraid. Fear is normal. Fear, a lot of when I listen to motivational stuff, a lot of thought leaders talk about fear. And fear is a good, they describe fear as a good thing. Because once you overcome it, you're literally unstoppable. The thing that you feared the most, you have just overcome. And fear drives you. Fear is the motivation. They talk about fear as being like a motivational factor, and not to look at it as something that you can't overcome. Look at it as something you can overcome. Think of it as a challenge and go for it. So yeah, I've been afraid of many things, like traveling. When I took my first trip by myself, people said, "Oh, you shouldn't do that, and this is gonna happen," and so on and so forth. And I was already afraid, and that didn't help the situation any. But I did it, and I had a great time. I had a wonderful time. I learned stuff. I met people. But if I hadn't done that, if I hadn't took that first step, then I would have been, number one, filled with regret. I think I would have been filled with regret, and I'll be sitting back, looking back. I wish I would have took that trip to Paris or London or wherever. But you can't go back in the past. You can only move forward. So don't let fear stop you from doing what it is you want to do. Don't let fear stop you from manifesting what it is you want. Don't let fear stop you from believing in yourself. You are trying to achieve something new, but you are not becoming new yourself. Now, this is a paraphrase. I kind of wrote that down. So you want to change, but you're not willing to do anything different. How is that going to work? I'm just saying. You don't believe you're worthy. There have been a lot of times that I have felt that, real talk, in my life. I haven't felt I was worthy, that I didn't deserve certain things. And you can't achieve these things if you don't feel that you're worthy to get them. You can't achieve these things, and the world won't give them to you if you don't believe that you're worthy to get them. You've always wanted to have that luxury spa day, but you don't feel you're worthy to get it. Okay, so you'll never get it. You always wanted to, let me see, you always wanted to, what else? Can't think of anything else right now. But if I do, I'll come back to it. So, you're not aligned, she said. You're not aligned is another reason. You're not aligned with your goals. You're not aligned with the things you want. You want to own a home, but your finances are not aligned with owning a home. You're not working on getting your credit together or saving money or deciding what neighborhood it is you want to live in. These are some things that you have to do. She talked about how your dreams, your goals have to be aligned with your life. So if you want to do something, you have to be aligned with it. You have to be aligned with it physically. You have to be aligned with it mentally, spiritually, and even financially in order to achieve that goal or to manifest that goal or dream. You're not grateful. Youmie talked about, she said that gratitude is a spiritual currency. Everybody, I get it, everybody doesn't want to do a gratitude journal, or you don't have the time, or you just don't want to, but we can all find something to be grateful for when you wake up in the morning. The fact that you're waking up in the morning is something to be grateful for. Why not start there? But if you want to manifest good things in your life, you have to have the right mindset. Do you have a positive mindset? Is the glass half empty for you or half full? If the glass is half empty, you might want to work on seeing it as half full and claiming things. What are you putting out into the universe? If you want a loving relationship, if you want a good relationship, you can't put out in the universe, I ain't gonna never find a good man or a good woman. You have to put it out in the universe and say, he or she is out there waiting for me, and I'm looking for her, and she's looking for me, and we're gonna meet each other. Okay. Just to go over a few things. You have to be clear on what you want. She said, you have to be clear on what you want. She told us that more than once. And another thing she mentioned is Your faith has to rise to another level. That faith, it can no longer, if you want to achieve these things, the faith you put in yourself, it can't be this small. It has to be this big. It has to be that big. You have to say, I can, I will. Not I want to, not maybe, but I am. I am going to get that business. I am going to open that restaurant. I am going to travel the world. I am going to meet the love of my life. I am going to love myself. You have that faith. It's inside of you, but you have to bring it to the top. Like that song, give it all you got. Keep rising to the top. Everything you desire in life starts with you. Isn't that pretty? That's pretty profound. Everything you do starts with you. Every thought, every reaction, every action, it starts with you. And one thing that was really sweet that she said, there are people in your life, I mean, sweet, I'll say touching. There are people in your life who wouldn't be the same if you did not exist. Have you ever thought about that? If you weren't here, the people in your life, their lives would be different. That's pretty deep. That's pretty deep. I love that. I love that. Another thing she said, that it's kind of like a mantra. You can say this to yourself in the morning. I am here because I belong here. You are here because you belong here. You have a right to that seat at the table, whether it's your corporate life, whether it's your personal life, whether you're going to that fine dining restaurant. You have a right to be there. And again, she said, you cannot manifest what you don't believe you are worthy to receive. Preach, girl, preach. I love that. I love that. That's one of my affirmations. And I am here because I belong here. I'm adding that one as well. But what really, the key takeaway at the end of the presentation for me, she talked about something called scripting. Have you ever heard of scripting? You've heard of vision boards, right? But scripting is you're writing down what your life will be. So you're going to be a millionaire. You're literally writing down, I am going to be a millionaire and I will achieve this by doing this. I will do that. I want a villa in France. I want to live in this part of France. And I want this and this and this. And that is that's what you're giving to the universe. That's what the things you want. Those are the things you want. That's what you're telling the universe. Those are the things I'm going to have. And she used an example. I think she used an example. She was on the cover of a famous magazine. And her friend did one of those covers, I guess like when you get in a mall. I think it was Forbes. So her friend had taken one of those cover shots where you're on the cover of the magazine. But lo and behold, she showed us that she is actually in Forbes. She's not on the cover yet, but she is actually in Forbes. She has an article. So that's kind of what scripting is. You're writing down. You're literally writing your life down and how it will be. You're scripting your life. You're the leading lady. You're the leading man in your life. I thought that was awesome. Scripting, a scripting journal is a place of release, joy, and belief. And I just, man, I can't say enough about that. I can't say enough about that. I do have my scripting journal. This is not it. I went out and bought one. I went out and bought one, and I have been writing in it. And it really has done a lot as far as perspective and giving me scope and giving me clarity, because that was something I didn't even know about that. I didn't know that existed. Apparently that's a law of attraction, and which I didn't know. I didn't know, but I know now. Talked about getting in a routine that is just for you. And finally, what are you believing? What are you believing for yourself? What is it that you want at this stage in your life? At 50 plus, 60, 70? What is it you want? What are you believing? Do you think it can happen? Do you want it to happen? So that is my little presentation on manifestation. Please leave your comments below. And of course, someone will ring the doorbell, right? in the middle of my right in the middle of my discussion. But thank you all for joining me today, and remember to age out loud. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will catch you on the next video, and it will not be 2 months apart, almost 2 months apart, I promise. So age out loud and take care of yourselves. Bye.